Yo! Hello everyone, this is Digit D or Gamer D, and I'm here with you guys. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make a deck in Magic the Gathering. And it's going to be Magic the Gathering online, so if anybody wants new to this or beginners, they can check this out, and if they want to learn how to make a deck, they can. I'm also showing you also how to play that deck. There's a mode called solitary, so we can just do it in a solitary mode, and I can explain each section of the parts a little bit and more in depth so you understand how to get the game and how to play. So first off is we're making a deck. The deck that I was thinking about doing is, since it's for beginners, is a super easy deck that's not that hard to make, super quick, super easy, something easy to do. So I think I've decided I'm going to do a modern deck. I know that, so I click at deck. It's going to be modern. I think I'm just going to go with soldiers. I'm going to be a white soldiers deck, and we choose that. We click OK. So now, since we picked a white soldiers deck, if you wanted to make it soldiers, we're going to have to pick between, we got to figure out what type. It has to be a modern deck, has to be modern. It also has to be the color white, so you can actually see. And then between over here, we have the types over here, the subtypes, to allow you to see what it is, and click subtypes. And now we can just scroll down and find soldier. You can do it this way, but I'm going to make this easy and simple for everybody to see. So now I got up all soldier cards. I got 60 version types of soldier cards. So we're going to make this easy, simple as possible for this beginner's deck. This is just for beginners playing, for anybody who wants to play against real quick and wants to make a good deck. This is just, I'm showing you guys how to make a deck. So this is me making a deck in Magic the Gathering online. In Magic the Gathering online. I like to repeat myself for some odd reason. I do. So when you're trying to build a deck, you got to figure out what type of way are you going to go. Since it's soldiers are basically speed decks. They're usually spent of speed, tokens, an overwhelming force to take out, or your army to take out the opponent. And you got mostly healing stuff that goes with white also. So if you know how to build and construct it the way you want it, you can have it kind of combinations work really well. But let's not get into that yet. So I'm going to make a simple deck today. So this is going to be, I will do a medium deck, and then I will do an advanced deck, and I'll make 2 more videos on how to make those type of decks. And those type of decks are kind of more advanced, more towards to know how to build a deck, and once you know how to build it, you know how to construct it, then you can actually start doing these crazy combinations where you can actually start doing loops and infinites and stuff like that. You can do infinites really early on if you know how to build one, but you gotta have the right cards to do it. So for this, I'm gonna go with Arctic and Squire. I'm gonna put 2. I usually put at least 3 in there that have some variety, because you need at least 20 creatures in a deck. So right here is 20. You don't necessarily need 20 creatures, but I always go for 20 creatures just because I like to play for fun. You can easily read the card on the side and see what each card does. See, we're not going with equipment. See, this card would actually be great because it's a human soldier and it's an enchantment card. And it only costs 3 mana. So we gotta remember, we gotta keep this deck low costing, quick. So I put 2 of those in there. Let's see what else I got. Whenever I gain life, you may put a +1/+1 counter on a Johnny Primate. So I can go with healing. That's the best part about this white deck. You can go with healing. but we're mostly going with soldiers, and that is a cat soldier with an awesome healing ability. So let's see what else. I think I'll go with Avian Squire, because you need something to protect the air. If you don't have anything that will protect overhead, you will automatically lose really fast, unless you got a board wiping card that allows you to wipe the board shot clean. Because those are the problems I usually come across when I'm playing a certain deck, and then when I play against online, I end up fighting somebody who has flyer cards, and they just dominate me because my deck is not built towards around flyers, but I do have anti-flyers in there to take them out. But you just gotta draw them. That's the only thing. You have to draw them. See, here is attack target creature gets +0/+3 until the turn. Then we have Boros Elite, which is another costing 1 card here. It's a great ability. It says whenever at least attack with 2 other creatures, it gets +2/+2. So we're going to keep this deck simple, just like they said, and it's going to be a monocolor white. This is a monocolor white. So, gets +1/+1 as long as you control another white creature. We can put this in here, but I'm just going to put at least 2. That's it, not that many. So let's go through. Now this card is a big must for this, because you're going with nothing but soldiers, and Captain of the Watch can do a really great job because it is a really powerhouse card. It has attack of 3/3. Then it has a vigilance where it doesn't tap when it's attacking. Then other soldier creatures you control gets +1/+1 and have vigilance, so they can't get tapped either. And also, she got a cool ability. When she enters the battlefield, she puts 3 1/1 tokens out. Not 1, not 2, but 3. So, that's pretty cool. And this is, I usually put at least 2 in there. Just 2 to be sure, because we want to be able to draw her. I would say put at least maybe 3. You can put 3, just in case. This card here says, put a +1/+1 counter on a soldier creature. Each creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it can block an additional creature each combat. So this card, it's good. I like it. I'm going to put it in there, and it only costs 1. So, since we're all keeping this simple, we're going to mix it up a little bit. Let's see. What else would be here's another good one. Elite Inquisitor. It has first strike, it has vigilance, it has protection from zombies, werewolves, and vampires. That's a good soldier card, okay? If you're going up against a black deck, this guy is a must, because black decks usually consist of, you're going to be killing somebody, you got vampires, werewolves. Oh, werewolves is fire, it's all red and green for werewolves. They got some black werewolves, but not that many. But it's mostly red and green for werewolves, but mostly vampires and zombies. Because you'll come across that one guy who likes vampires and he likes some type of zombies out there. So let's go through the list. There's this card here. This is an awesome, really good card, Gideon's Avenger. I hope I said that right. So that's another good one. See, I got tons of good cards you can choose from. I can choose from to make a perfect soldier deck. This card here is like #1 for infinite decks. If you want to make an infinite token, use Midnight Guard with another card that allows him to untap when a creature enters the battlefield. You got infinite tokens right there with Midnight Guard. But let's see. I went through, here it is. This is the card I was looking for. Permanent Captain. He has first strike. When he attacks, you may put a soldier card from your hand onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. Now, this is a really great card, because now if I bring out Permanent Captain and attack, and if I have Captain of the Watch in my hand, I can literally bring her out. She's tapped and attacking. I get 3 tokens. They all get a bonus attack bonus, and boom, we can go and destroy the opponent. That's what you got to do. That's crazy thinking right there. So I'll put I'll put 2 in there, and you know what? We filled up our limit. We're at 20. 20. 20. So now we can choose spells. If you want to go choose a spell, we go this way. Let's see here. We scroll up, type a card. There's enchantments here, but we don't need enchantments, so we're not using soldiers anymore. We can use some spells. The instances, these are like quick spells. You can attack right away in between an interrupt. That'd be during after the upkeep, and I think after the draw phase you can do one, but it's usually as an interrupt, so if someone's doing something, you can do a basic instant card. That's how good instances are. Sorceries are a little bit different. You have to play them only on your main phase 1 and main phase 2. That's it. That's the only work for sorcery. But enchantment, if you want to play an enchantment, it stays on the battlefield for the rest of the game, and it stays out there until opponent gets rid of it. Or, yeah, opponent basically gets rid of it, destroy it, exile it, whatever. Until he gets rid of that card, it's going to stay out there. It's like an artifact. I get into artifacts another time. I'll do that with So, let's go with a few instances, sorceries, and enchantments. I got 155 different cards. So we're going to keep this deck as simple as possible. Let's see here. Boom, boom. See, the Blind Obedience is a great card to use, but we don't want to put that in there just yet. Let's go with Brave of the Elements. It's cost 1. It says, basically, white creatures you control will gain protection of a chosen color until end of turn. That's basically Brave of the Elements. If you want to know how I understand it, because I have the card myself in real life and on here I got the full printed card. It does, if you wait a moment, it can show it. It says, white creatures you control gain protection of chosen color until end of turn. So, once you start playing Magic a lot, you start remembering the cards and what they do and everything. This is a cool enchantment, but it costs like 6 mana to get out. We don't want to do that. We don't want it. See, Cloud Shift, we could put Cloud Shift in there for the simple fact is Cloud Shift ability will work with Captains of the Watch ability. It says when it enters the battlefield, put 3/1/1 tokens. And so let's say you get Cloud Shift the next turn, you could play Cloud Shift on Captain of the Watch, and you get another set of 3/1/1 tokens, just like that in a snap. This card is a must. It's 5 mana, because we gotta go with soldiers here. Basically, we're gonna kick some butt with soldiers or shoulder tokens, just to go fast. We're gonna try to get this game done and over. Divine Favor is a good card for equipment. It's a common card, but it's still really good. It's one of those really good ones out there. I have tons of different types of cards out there, so my inventory for cards is a lot. It is a lot. So we went with a few enchantments. So let's put an enchantment in here. So right here, I wish I had Honor of the Pure, because it does the exact same thing, but this one does creatures you control gets +1/+1. Honor of the Pure says white creatures you control get +1/+1. They just added white in front of the words, and yeah, that's what you get, or whatever. We can go with Holy Day in here, because we like to prevent some damage, because it is a great card to use. I think it is, if you like to prevent damage, but this isn't a soldier's deck, so if you go up against anybody who has creatures, you can protect yourself. This deck is meant to be fast. It's meant to be fast, not meant to be slow, meant to be fast. So I can put Detain in here to help us stop the opponent. So if they got something big, we can stop them with Detain or anything else that's really good. Okay? Let's see. Also, O-Ring is going to be another great card to use, because if they have something big and they're going to try to take you out with it, you can use O-Ring on yours. It's an enchantment card. You put it out there, and you get something great. You get to exile. Let me do it right. You get to exile target card. I think. Let's just read it. Enters the battlefield. You may exile another target non-land permanent until O-Ring leaves the battlefield. So when it leaves, they get the card back when it leaves. But that is the only way they can get it back. So let's find 2 more cards that will go great with this. Each. Let's see. We're not going to go with any more enchantments. You know what? Let's go with an instant card. A really good instant card. That is really quick. Let's see. I would say go with Glorious Charge, but we want to do a little bit something different. But this is offense, yeah. So we're basically kicking butt here. So, all right, here we go. Let's go with this Rootborn Defense. It gives all your creatures a indestructible, and you get to populate. Populate means you get to put out another token of a non-creature token onto the battlefield. Non-creature token. No, it has to be a creature token. Yeah, it's a creature token. To populate, put a token on the battlefield that's a copy of a creature token. Yeah, creature token you control. So now we got our creatures and we got our spells. Now let's put in our lands. So let's click over here. Go over here. Nope, it should be in subtype right here. Yeah, land. So land, we're going with white. Basically white land. So this card is a must for this type of deck. Because of what it does is, in the sky enters ruins, battlefield tap. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may control, if you control 7 or more planes, you can return a target creature card from the graveyard to the battlefield. That's why this land card is so great. But we only got 2. So let's just basically add in planes now at 4. You want to at least try to have the minimum, if most people do, is if they're playing is 16 for smalls, but I usually just do 20. There we go. 20, 20, 20 all the way around. So now we can play this deck. So let's check it out. How to play is you go to Constructed Open Play. This is in Magic the Gathering Online. You can play Solitaire by yourself. And if you want to buy these cards, you can. You can buy them online, or you can go to your card shop and find them there for probably at a decent price. So this deck is not that bad. It's just soldiers. It's cards that I've bought a long time that I've bought. So we go down here to the side. We pick out where it says soldiers. Now we pick the format, it's modern. We pick the players, we're going to play solitary because I'm going to just show you guys how to play this deck, because I'm going to show you guys how to play Magic the Gathering. How to play. So I hit play. Alright, now since I'm showing you guys how to play, remember that deck we just made? Now I get to show you how to play it. Okay, so you get a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards in your hand. You get a total of 7 cards. If your hand is not good, you can mulligan. I would suggest you can keep this hand. If you mulligan, you do go down to 6 cards in your hand. But now, since they added a new rule where you can scry 1. You can scry, that be look at the top card of your library, you may put it back on top, or you may put it at the bottom of your deck. If it's a card you want to keep, I say put it at the top. If it's a card you don't want to keep, put it at the bottom. Either way, it's supposed to help you out. So we're going to keep. We're just playing against ourselves. First off, You have an upkeep phase, then you have a draw, then you have a main. So we're going through the upkeep phase now. Now we go to main phase. In main phase 1, you're actually able to do what you need to do, but at this time you only can lay down 1 mana. Unless you're playing those extremely ridiculously hard decks where you play 1 mana and end up winning in 1 turn. Yeah, those you play those in Legacy if you play Legacy. So in my first turn I lay a Plains, I hit OK, that goes begin combat, I end my turn. Then once I end my turn, it's supposed to be the second player's turn, but it's my turn again because we're, like I said, we're playing solitary, so I can show you guys what to do. Now, since now we just go through that same process again, I got 2 lands out there. Now I can actually play one of my cards that costs spells 2. I can either pay 1 or 2. So I'll go this route instead. I'll pay 2 mana to bring out Avian Squire. He's a 2/2 flying Exalted. Exalted means if he attacks alone, he gets a +1/+1 until end of turn. That's it. Since I have a creature out, and he also has Summoning Sickness. That's what this small wave means over him. He means he cannot attack or block or do anything. He can block, but he cannot attack until my next turn. If you want to attack really early, get a card called Haste. With Haste, that allows you to attack really as soon as possible, right when you bring them out, which is really awesome. I do have a few decks that have that. So now you get to see the upkeep phase again, but this time after the upkeep we draw. So now we got a nice hand, we got a bunch of creatures in our hands, we got 1 or 2 cards, but we're not drawing any more lands. So I could pay 1 mana to bring out this guy, the Sands Tactician. So next turn I could play its ability. I have to wait 1 turn unless I play Haste. So now we get to go to attack now, since I actually have a creature out here. So I begin my combat phase. I attack. So when you attack, all damage is dealt at once when you attack. So I'm attacked with Avian Squire. So when I attack with Avian Squire, what happens? He becomes a 2/2. So that's when the stack kicks in. The stack tells you what's going on above. So if this is going first, and then let's say I tap this card will be on top of the stack. This card will be on top of the stack. This will go first, and then this will resolve after that. If you understand it, you can rewind this video and go back to that. So we attack. I could have blocked, but I'm not going to block. It's our own creature, so we end turn. Now we got a 3rd land. I play the 3rd land. Alright, now we can bring out something else. We can bring this out. It says creatures you control have 1st strike. Creatures your opponent control loses 1st strike and can't have or gain 1st strike, which is awesome. Or we can bring out Glorious Anthem. Either way, it's going to be really well. So let's just bring out Glorious Anthem. We paid 3 mana for that. So now our creatures get +1/+1, but I can't play her ability because all my mana is tapped. So I can't do it this turn. But I can attack with all this turn. So I right click, attack with all creatures. See, this deck's going quick. Now we're back at the upkeep. There's always, remember, so after the end turn, there is an untap phase. That's before upkeep. It untaps all your cards, all your mana, all your land. Unless it says something else otherwise to stop it from happening. Unless it says that on the card, then you can't. But if it doesn't, you can untap your stuff. So now, let's test out this card here. I got another Avian Squire. So when I bring out, I pay 2. I bring out another Avian Squire. So now if I attack with 1, it'd be awesome. So, see, let me show you the stack again. We go to here, we click here. Now, the stack, here is the stack again. It's a triggered ability because of Avian Squire. They have Exalted. One has Exalted, the other has Exalted. So this Avian Squire will go first, and then the other Avian Squire will go second. Now, you see, I can do this. This is where you get an interrupt because of this has a tap ability. I pay 1, I can add this onto here to give another +1/+1 counter. And now I can block an additional creature. And then plus Exalted, now I'm attacking for 5 with Avian Squire. And I'm down to 9, just like that. Now, here comes the cool stuff. So here is the thing that I was telling you about with Permanent Captain. Let's just do what's going to happen with Permanent Captain. I pay 3 mana, I bring him out. He has Summoning Sickness, I can't do anything. So let's wait one more turn so I can show you what you guys mean. So remember that, at the end, we untap. So we untap these 3 lands right here. They untap, we go back to our upkeep, we draw a card. Now, since Permanent Captain can attack now, attacks, you may put a soldier card from your hand onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. That's really awesome. So this is where this seeds, I don't have 6 mana, I don't have enough, I can do this now. I can hold the control button, because I will. We're going to begin combat. We're going to attack with Permanent Captain. His ability kicks in. He also gets Exalted. So now I have to select how I want the stack to be. So I want him to be on top. Okay. Now we select a card. When Permanent Captains attack, you may put a soldier card from your hand onto the battlefield. And you say okay. And you say yes. Now I can choose Captain of the Watch. Now Captains of the Watch ability kicks in. Tapped and attacking. Now we got 3/1/1 tokens. The reason why I'm holding control is because I can pay 1 mana. Now I can play Cloud Shift on top of... Now Cloud Shift, that's why I said this is an instant card. And I can play Cloud Shift to resummon the re-enter, and I get 3 more 1/1 tokens. Supposedly 1 or 2. Yeah. I get 3 more 1/1 tokens. So now I got a total of 6 tokens all in one turn with this deck. That's pretty awesome. So my guy is still attacking with Exalted, and he becomes a 6/6. I could have won with her attacking because it would have been a total of 10. But I just wanted to show you guys you can do that. With only 3 mana, we are winning already. We got so many guys. If this was playing a real match, I probably would have lost or something. But let's just bring this out. It gets +1/+1 as long as you control another white. So let's just attack. So I can attack with Permanent Captain again. Same ability kicks in all the time. So he gets Exalted. We know how the stack works. You want to use yes. Let's bring out that guy because he's tapped and attacking. First strike Vigilance. And now, and we won, just like that. So I want to say thank you guys for checking out this video, and I will see you guys in the intermediate deck making. So I would like to say thank you for watching.